Picture this. You're scrolling through your phone late at night and you stumble across another article about millionaires. And it's the same stuff you always see. Wake up at 5 a.m., cold showers, read 50 books a year, meditate for an hour, and you think, okay, but how does any of that actually make someone a millionaire? Because millions of people wake up early, millions of people read books, and most of them are still struggling financially. So what's actually different about people who build real wealth? What are the habits that genuinely move the needle? Not the ones that look good on Instagram, the ones that actually work. My name is Mark. If you've ever wondered what separates people who build wealth from people who don't, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up, because today we're going to talk about the millionaire habits nobody actually talks about. Let's start with something that might surprise you. The habits that build millionaires are not exciting. They're not dramatic. They don't make good social media content. And that's exactly why nobody talks about them, because boring doesn't get clicks, but boring builds wealth. Here's what most people don't realize. Millionaires are not people who got lucky once. They're people who made the same quiet decisions consistently over a long period of time. And those decisions, those habits are available to everyone, including you. So let's get into it. Habit 1, they pay themselves first. Most people have the same financial routine. Money comes in, bills get paid, things get bought, and if anything is left over, maybe it goes to savings. But millionaires do it differently. The moment money arrives, a fixed percentage goes directly to savings and investments before anything else is touched. Before rent, before groceries, before fun. This is called paying yourself first. And it completely changes your relationship with money, because when saving happens automatically before spending, you never have to rely on willpower. The system does the work. Most financial experts recommend saving and investing at least 20% of your income, but the exact percentage matters less than the consistency. Even 10% paid to yourself first every single month will build serious wealth over time. Habit 2. They are obsessed with the gap, not the clothing store, the gap between what they earn and what they spend. Millionaires track this number religiously, because the gap is the only money that can actually build wealth. If you earn $4,000 per month and spend $3,800, your gap is $200. That $200 is your wealth building fuel. And the bigger that gap, the faster wealth builds. Here's where most people go wrong. They focus entirely on earning more without ever protecting the gap. Income goes up, spending goes up, gap stays the same. Zero progress. Millionaires understand that a wide gap on a modest income beats a tiny gap on a massive income every single time. Because it's not what you make, it's what you keep. Habit 3. They make their money work while they sleep. This is the habit that separates savers from wealth builders. Millionaires don't just store money, they deploy it. Every dollar they save gets put to work in assets that generate returns. Stocks, index funds, real estate, business investments. Because here's the truth about time. You only have so many hours in a day. There is a ceiling on how much you can earn from your own effort, but invested money has no ceiling. It works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, while you sleep, while you eat, while you go about your life. And over time, the returns on the invested money can actually dwarf the money you earned from working. This is why getting money into investments as early and as consistently as possible is one of the most powerful financial habits you can build. Habit 4. They treat financial education like a job skill. Here's something most people never do. They never actually learn how money works. Not really. They pick up a few tips here and there, maybe watch a video or two. But millionaires treat financial knowledge like a professional skill that needs to be continuously developed. They understand how taxes work and how to minimize them legally. They understand how compound interest works and how to maximize it. They understand the difference between good debt and bad debt. They understand how inflation affects their purchasing power. And because they understand these things, they make better decisions consistently. Every decision, for years, and better decisions compounded over time equals dramatically better outcomes. Financial education is not glamorous, but the return on investment from understanding money is higher than almost any other investment you can make. Habit 5. They are patient in a world that rewards impatience. This is possibly the most underrated millionaire habit of all. We live in a world of instant everything. Instant delivery, instant results, instant gratification, and most people bring that same expectation to building wealth. They invest for 3 months and check their returns. They save for 6 months and feel discouraged. They try for a year and give up. But millionaires think in decades, not months, not years, decades. Because real wealth is not built in a single dramatic moment. It is built through thousands of small, consistent, undramatic actions repeated over a very long time. The investor who stays calm during a market crash and keeps investing builds more wealth than the one who panics and sells. The saver who keeps going during a tough month builds more momentum than the one who stops. Patience is not passive. It is an active, disciplined choice made every single day against a culture that constantly pushes you toward immediate rewards. Habit 6. They protect their wealth as aggressively as they build it. Most people focus entirely on building money, but millionaires understand that keeping money is just as important as making it. They maintain emergency funds so they never have to sell investments at the wrong time. They have insurance to protect against catastrophic losses. They avoid high interest debt like it is a financial emergency, because here's the truth: you can spend decades building wealth and destroy years of progress in a single bad financial decision. Protection is not exciting. It doesn't feel like progress, but it is the foundation that allows everything else to keep growing without interruption. Now, here's what ties all 6 of these habits together. None of them require a high income. None of them require a finance degree. None of them require a lucky break or perfect timing. They require one thing: consistency. Millionaires are not smarter than everyone else. They are not luckier than everyone else. They are more consistent than everyone else. They do the boring things, the unsexy things, the quiet things over and over again for years, until the math does what the math always does when given enough time. And here's the part that most people miss. These habits don't just build wealth, they build a version of you that thinks about money differently, that makes decisions differently, that sees opportunities differently. And that version of you does not stay at zero. That version of you does not stay broke, because the habits shape the identity, and the identity drives every financial decision that follows. So if you want to build real wealth, start here. Pay yourself first before anything else gets a dollar. Obsess over the gap between what you earn and what you spend. Put your money to work in investments that grow while you sleep. Invest in financial education like it's a professional skill. Choose patience over instant gratification every single day. And protect what you build as aggressively as you build it. Because the habits of millionaires are not secrets. They're not hidden. They're just boring enough that most people overlook them, and consistent enough that the people who practice them eventually look up one day and realize they've built something real. If this video helped you see wealth building differently, hit the subscribe button, and I'm curious, which of these 6 habits do you think is the hardest to build? Let me know in the comments, because the gap between where you are and where you want to be is smaller than you think. It's just filled with habits.